Hello students, this is Vidya Dhabai here. I welcome you all back to my classes, that is Excel in English by Vidya ma'am. I hope you all are in good health and spirits as during the present times these are quite difficult times for all of us. Okay, let's come to the uh, teaching point or the lessons. As you all know, in the previous lesson we have done the rules of the singular and plural nouns, and let's take a review what I have taught you in the previous lesson or what you have learnt in the previous lesson. So we have done, of course, how to make the plurals of compound nouns, and of course you might remember, if I talk about compound nouns, how to make, like we do not make how to make, suppose I give you a noun brother-in-law, how we would make its plural, of course brothers-in-law. And of course I have explained you the all the rules of regarding that, so I would not be discussing those. And if you remember, we also did the nouns which always they have s in the end, and we use them only in that form, like scissors, trousers, pants, binoculars, coolers. And of course, as we use them in pairs, so that's why we use s in the end for these kind of nouns. And of course, just opposite to that, some nouns are there which are used in singular only, just like review, scenery, information. So these are some of the nouns which we use only in the singular form, right? And beside that, of course, you remember compound nouns also, but one exception I must mention here. And before that, once again I will remind you just to take your notebook and pen along with you, because all the rules you can see on the slide, but certain things are there which you cannot see on the slide, which I will be speaking out, and maybe those are very very important points. So always you should have a pen and notebook, as I always say in my lessons. So just you should be very particular about that. And another thing is, let's come to the topic which we studied in the previous lesson of compound nouns, plurals of compound nouns. But one exception is there. Just listen carefully. One exception I am talking about the compound nouns. Like if earlier I said that in some compound nouns we have prepositions in that word, and of course you know that we cannot make plurals of prepositions or adverbs or adjectives, but there are some exceptions to that, right? Just let's take a word, or we can call the phrasal verbs, like break up or break off, right? So we have a plural of this phrasal verb, break offs. So these are some of the exceptions of the compound nouns, how we make the plurals of these, right? So now with these words, let's move to today's topic, rules which I left, maybe some simple ones and some the difficult ones or some advanced level. So in this lesson I would be taking all the simple ones also and the advanced ones also. So the slide which you can see now is about the Latin words which are given and how we make the plural of Latin words, right? But before discussing this topic, let me tell you what is actually Latin language, or what are Latin words, right? So I don't know whether you all know, or those you all know or not this thing, but let me clarify that this Latin language actually is the language, the format. Of course, it is a very very beautiful language, but in present times it is considered dead, as it is not used widely throughout the world. But still there are words which we use in the English language, those words, right? So Of course, it is considered a very beautiful language, and this was actually used in ancient Rome or Greek, you can say. So these are the slide which you can see. Some of the Latin words are given here, and how we make their plurals. Let's see. And of course, I would be explaining you the meaning also of some of the words which you do not know the meaning. And beside this, I will be telling you some more Latin words and the plurals of those words. So you should have your notebook and your pen with you so that you can note it down. Another thing which I want to just discuss with you is that you can do one thing also, that you first listen the whole lesson, and when you want to note down the important points, you can just review the whole lesson again so that you can note down the important points. So let's come to today's the first rule which you can see on the slide. So it is about how to make the plurals of the Latin or Greek words, right? So the first word which you can see here is, or you can say some words which are given here which end with is, as you can see. So when we make the plural of these, the words, Latin words which end with is, when we make their plural, they end with es. So is changes into es, and the words which are given here are, for the first one is basis, and the plural of that is basis. Of course, the pronunciation is same, but the spelling changes. Then the next word, analysis, the plural you can see. The next word, crisis, of course the plural is also crisis. And let me explain you some of the words whose meaning you might not be knowing, like crisis. What is the meaning of crisis? Of course, a very difficult situation, the difficult times, the way we are going through a crisis, the corona crisis in present times. Analysis means getting down to some conclusion from some facts or some study, right? Oasis, of course, oasis, the plural of oasis is oasis, but es is added. Oasis, of course, you might be knowing, is a place in the desert where the availability of water is there and plants are there. So that place is known as oasis. So let's move to the next. Now, if you can see on the slide, these words have been categorized. These Latin words have been categorized with the last word. The first one which I have discussed with you is it ends with is. The second one which is given here is ending with us, right? So if you can see on the slide, the words, the Latin words which are end with us, when we make their plural, we change us into ei or I. So let's take the examples now. The first one given is here, cactus. So the plural of cactus is cacti. Next is focus, foci. Then nucleus, nuclei. If you remember, especially the science students, what is nucleus, students? Of course, nucleus is the central part of a cell, the smallest living unit in all the living beings, right? If am I right? You might agree with me. So nucleus is also called the brain or the control center of the whole body. Okay, let's move from science to English. So the plural of nucleus is nuclei. The third category which you can see of Latin words is they which end with um. The first word given here is curriculum. So of course you know the meaning of curriculum is the syllabus for any course. The next is minimum. The plural of minimum is minima. No need to explain the meaning of this word. The next word which you can see, referendum. The plural of referendum is referenda. And I would also speak out some easy words in this category only which end with Those are like bacterium. Of course you all are familiar with bacteria. So bacterium is the singular term for bacteria, the one of the categories of microorganisms. So its plural is bacteria. And if I take US, bacillus. Bacillus is the Latin word which ends with us, and bacillus, if you know, it is a kind of bacteria only. So the plural of bacillus is bacilli. Okay. Now crisis I have discussed. So curriculum you can see on the slide. Another word which ends with which is not here in the slide, is datum. Maybe it's a new word for you, but if I say data, so that is you might be familiar with. So data is the plural of datum. Of course it is a Latin word. Datum or data means collection of any kind of statistics or numbers for particular purpose. So this is all about the words which end with let's move to the next category of Latin words, the words which end with ex. So the examples which are given here, you can see, and when any Latin word which ends with ex, we make its plural by adding ics, right? So the examples you can see, the first one is index. The plural of index is indices. The next is index. You might be knowing that the details of any thing given in the beginning of, whether it is a book or any of your notings or your any written form, anything given in the written form. So the details which are given in the beginning is known as index. The next is matrix. It is a mathematical term, matrices. The students related to maths background might be familiar with this term. Next is codex, and the plural of codex is codices. Let's move to the next category, which is the words which end with a, and when we make their plural, they end with ae. The first one is given formula. Of course it's a very simple term for you, no need to explain this thing. So the plural of formula is formulae. Then vertebra, of course it is a scientific term. Vertebra, we know those organisms which have backbone. So the plural of this is vertebrae, right? Let's move to the next category. The Latin words which end with on, and when we make their plural, the on is replaced by a. So the first example you can see on the slide is phenomenon, and the plural of this is phenomena, and the next one is criterion. So the plural of criterion is criteria, right? So the last category which you can see here is the words which end with ma. So the Latin words which end with ma are being made plural by adding mata, right? So the first example given here is dogma. It is all a Latin word. So the plural of this is dogmata. Stigma, stigmata. Stigma, you might be familiar with the term. Stigma is any negative thing on one's personality. So these are some of the Latin words and how to make plurals, right? Now let's move to a very easy one topic. After discussing a little bit trickier or a little bit complex rule of singular and plurals, so let's move to a simple one just to relax your mind. Of course you can see on the slide, and I don't require much more explanation in this thing. These you are familiar in the primary school years. So let's see. So the nouns which end in f or fe, when we make their plural, we change the f to ves. Okay, so let's go through the examples. The first one, leaf and thief. The plural of leaf is leaves, thief is thieves. The next one is loaf, calf and shelf. Now if we see what similarity you see in all these three, all are ending with f, right? So the plural of loaf is loaves, calf, calves, shelf, shelves. Then the next is knife, wife and wolf. So the plural of knife is knives, plural of wife, wives, of wolf, wolves. The next one, the plural of life is of course lives, dwarf, dwarfs, half, halves, self, selves. Self, you know, it is used generally in the reflexive pronouns like themself, himself, then ourselves. So this way we use this. Then the last word which you can see here is scarf, and the plural of scarf is scarves. Now let me tell one thing. Whenever we go through some rule, there are some exceptions to that, right? Like I discussed in the previous time, compound nouns, that some exceptions are there. Generally when we make plural of compound nouns, the last part is made plural, but some compound nouns are there whose principal word is being made plural. So always when we go through some rule for singular plural, there are some exceptions in every rule, right? So here is the exception given for the words which end with F. Some words are there who, when we make change them into plural, we do not add VES. Instead of that, we add only S. Why? The reason you can see when we will go through. So the reason is that, see the first word, you will understand roof. So what roof or proof, if you say, or cuff, or if you go through all the words which are written here, what similarity you can see in all the words? Well, you guessed right, correctly. So what do we see in all these? What common thing we see in all these words is that they are preceded by, the F is preceded by any one vowel, right? Whether it can be O or A, E or I. So if F is preceded by any of these A, E, I, O, U, we do not add VES, we just add S to their plurals. Let's go through the examples given on the slide. The plural of roof is roofs, cuff, cuffs, proof, proofs, cliff, cliffs, chief, chiefs, chef, chefs, dwarf, dwarfs, handkerchief, handkerchiefs. So this is the exception of the rule for FE, the nouns ending with F or FE. Now let's move to the next rule, which you can see on the slide. When we make compound nouns with the word men or women, right? So how to make the plurals of these? So if we see that what things we add with man, like postman or chairman or milkman, these examples you can see on the slide also. So like postman, the plural will be postman, watchman, watchman, the plural is watchman, chairman, chairman, milkman, milkman, fellowman, man, fellowman. So women also you can like with the same, when we make plural of women, if women is added to some, so it will be the same, the MEN changes into MEN. Not very difficult rule. Let's move. So two rules we have, very simple ones, no need of depth. So the next word which you can see on the slide is water, and the plural is waters. So let's see how they differ in the meaning. Well, water, if you see, it's a very simple term. Of course, it is a material noun. It is a liquid, and you very well know that material nouns are uncountable. So here, when we use water as a singular term, it is a uncountable noun. Just listen carefully what I am telling you. So here, water is uncountable noun. That is material noun. It is a liquid used by us in our day-to-day life. But when we talk about waters, the meaning totally changes. Waters mean, when we consider it as the waters, the you can say water bodies, the stretch of water bodies. Let me take example to clarify the difference between these two words. If I talk about waters, it goes like that, the tropical waters, right? Or if I say water of river Ganga or waters of river Ganga, it is totally different in meaning. So waters means water bodies or sharing common quality. We can use this in the sentence like waters of Andaman Nicobar Islands, like this, when we talk about water bodies, right? So this is the difference between water and waters. Now let's move to the next example, which you can see pain and pains. So pain, you all very well know, it is an abstract noun, which means ache, when we have some kind of ache in our body. And let's see, what does the word pains mean. Pains means the efforts taken by somebody to do some particular work. So this is the difference between these two nouns. He had pain in his leg, the first one. And the second one, if I use this in a sentence, he took great pains in completing this course. So this, here it goes like how we can use this in the sentence. Let's move to the next sentence, quarter and quarters. So of course, quarter, if you might be familiar, it is a mathematical term. When we talk about fractions, the 1/4 of any part is known as a quarter. And quarters means the houses. The houses generally made of one kind of structures. One kind of houses are known as quarters. So if I just, let me take an example of quarters. He used to live in military quarters during his service in the army. So it goes like that. Let's take the next example, iron and irons. This is the example, which is a very common example given to talk about this rule. So iron, you know, it is a material noun, it is a metal. So iron is used in many things, and the plural of this is irons, which means it means the thing which is used for prisoners, or which we call in Hindi bediyan, right? So this is about this is the meaning of irons. So like if I use this in sentence, the judge asked the jury or asked the policeman to remove the irons of the criminal, of the murderer, right? So this is how we can use this in sentence. Now let's move on to the next example, custom and customs. So custom, if we talk about, is generally day-to-day rituals which we do in any of our celebration or like that. But customs, of course, it is a kind of tax. You might be familiar with the term customs. This is a kind of tax which we pay generally when we bring some goods from, when we import or export goods, right? So that is a kind of tax, the way we have other kinds of tax like land tax or income tax or like that. So it is another kind of tax. So the meaning of both these words is totally different. Let's move to the next word, that is color and colors. Color, of course, you know, it is an abstract noun. The color of his dress was very nice. And colors means flag. No need to give you deep explanation of this. So colors means flags. Now beside these examples, let me take some more examples so that the difference between these things is clear to you. So well, the rule was that when s is added to some nouns, the meaning of that noun totally changes. Let us take some more examples. So another example which we can use in this is color we have taken, light. Let's take the example light and lights. So the word light means brilliance, and lights means the light used in lamp or any electrical thing, right? So I hope the meaning is clear to all of you. So another word which we can use in this is you can use that is water we have discussed. Yes, good we have not discussed. So the word good or goods. So what is the meaning of good? Of course it is an adjective, so no need of explanation in this. And goods means the materials, goods. So this is all about this rule. This is enough for today's class. But let me discuss with you what I am going to teach you in the next lesson, because the rules there are certain rules which we have not discussed in this lesson and the previous lesson. So the rules which we will be discussing in my next lesson will be like that. another rule we have not done is that how we make the plural of the nouns, which the terms which we use in measurement of something, or money, or length, or weight, right? So how we make the plural of the terms which we use in these things. And another is related to use of like, for example, why we do not, if I give you a term days by days, so is it correct or is it wrong? So if it is wrong, why it is wrong? Why we cannot use days by days, or why day by day is correct? So this rule we will be discussing in my next lesson. And another is how we use the nouns in determiners like each, every, most. So how we are going to use with these determiners, whether we use s or we do not use s, that I will be explaining in the coming lesson. And of course, very very important, the use of apostrophe in singular and plural nouns, right? So this is all about what we will be discussing in the coming lesson. And of course we will revise this lesson also. And when we would complete this topic, singular and plural of the nouns, or singular or plural nouns, then we will be doing exercises related to errors which generally come in the competitive exams, how to spot the errors, and how you can recognize the errors. That we will be also discussing in the coming lessons. So that's all. Have a nice day. Thank you. मेरे को एक बार सुना दो.